What's going on, my Avatar fandom? It has been a minute. I actually had to look it up. The last time that I streamed for something Avatar related was literally a year ago, more than a year ago. It was actually in February. That was the last time that we were, doing this thing. But it's been a while. We gotta do some catch up. What's going on, Kai? What's going on, Sir Roger, Avatar Warrior, Gregory, all the way from Haiti? What's going on? I don't speak French. What do I know? I know how to say "me nom es Antoine," but that's all I know how to say. Yo hablo español, pero no hablo francés. Hey, what's up, Jessica? What's up, Deviants? Shegio, Veronica, Optical. What is going on? What's going on? So today we're going to be talking about Avatar news, because it's been a year since I talked about any kind of Avatar news. It is really going to be kind of fluffy. It's just going to be kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not just fluffy. Fluffy was not the right word. Light. It's going to be light. We're just going to hang out. I'm going to catch up with y'all, see what y'all been up to. Figure out, what's going on with the new Avatar stuff, which I mean, I know what's going on with Avatar stuff, but, I haven't talked about it with you guys. Got your opinions, see how you guys are feeling about all this new stuff we got going on. We have news about the Netflix Avatar live action series on Netflix. Season 2 just got done filming. They're about to start filming Season 3. The weirdness that is Avatar Studios and what's going on with the movie and the TV shows and all of that, all these shenanigans, because there's quite a bit to talk about. The comics as well. We have some comics that have come out since our last stream. So, what's up, Semalicious, Carter, Noah Talk? What's up? Let's go Avatar. Hey guys, well, before we actually get into Avatar news, how have you guys been doing? What's been new with you guys in the chat? Who would win in hand-to-hand combat, Amon versus Zahir? Most likely Amon, because he would cheat with bloodbending. And I'm not saying that he'll cheat with bloodbending in the sense that he'll straight up bloodbend Zahir, but that he'll manipulate Zahir's movements in the same way that he did against his opponents in Season 1. I delayed the movie. Sorry. Why did you delay the movie? Why would you do that to us? We've been waiting patiently as a fandom, and you go and do something like that to us? ¿Por qué? What was I gonna say a second ago? Oh yes, by the way, right now, guys, I am currently in the middle of a Kickstarter. It would be oh so helpful if you all would go to that website, which I'm about to put in the chat right now. It'll be also helpful if you guys went to the link that I'm putting in the chat right now, and just hit notify me. If you have a Kickstarter account, do it. If you don't have a Kickstarter account, don't go crazy about it. You don't have to, actually create an account for Kickstarter and all kinds of stuff to do it. But if you do have a Kickstarter account, definitely just hit the link and hit notify me, even if you don't think you're gonna actually support the Kickstarter itself. But it does help for me if you do click notify me, because I'll be pushed up in the algorithm for Kickstarter. For other people who would, want to buy into the book series. So yeah, if you can just click that link, if you do have Kickstarter, that'll be also helpful. Avatar Studios is tweaking me out. Dude, Avatar Studios is ridiculous right now, dude. Totally and utterly ridiculous. I don't know what is going on with that. I wonder if I can make this chat bigger. I want to make it bigger. Can I make it bigger? Moderation activity, reactions, and feedback. Can't really make this bigger, but that's okay. Nightbot. Oh, Nightbot's working. Oh my goodness. Nightbot doesn't usually always work. Be nice. Don't spam. If you have a question you want. Okay, that's cool. Life's been rocky, but it's all right. I seriously got to buy your book. It looks so promising. Deviants, yes. Also, if you have a library near you, you can request my book at your local library. And that is not just your local library, your physical library. You can also request the book via the Libby app. I don't know if you ever heard of the Libby app. It's Libby. Again, that's Libby. You can get it on the App Store, the Google Play Store, wherever you get your apps. And you can download it. All you need is a digital library card, and you can get audiobooks and ebooks straight to your phone or tablet. But no, what's going on, Deviants? Why is life been rocky if it's not, if it's okay to be shared with the World Wide Web? Semlicious, are the comics worth reading? I've only read The Promise. I would say mostly no. Mostly because I feel like the comics are very mid, and they're inconsequential to the entire world of Avatar. So my personal opinion, no, they're not really worth reading, except for maybe I really enjoy The Rift. I like Imbalance, and that might be like literally the only two that I would like wholeheartedly actually recommend for the comic books. Maybe Azula and the Spirit Temple if you're like a super Azula fan, but I really feel like that comic was also pretty mid. But yeah, the comic books for graphic novels for Avatar, pretty mid across the board. Noah Talk. Okay, who would win only hand-to-hand combat without bending? Amon versus Takuga. I mean, obviously Takuga. That's just obvious. It's 035 here in Belgium. Oh, didn't something happen in Belgium recently? I feel like I just heard a news story out of Belgium. Something happened over there. Oh, no. Nothing actually happened in Belgium. I was just watching The Amazing Race last night, and the racers were in that country, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe that was Bulgaria. I'm actually not sure. I believe Guru Lahima is the #1 airbender of all time. Don't you agree? It's hard to know that because we don't have actually any feats about Guru Lahima. All we know from Guru Lahima are stories and semi-myths about the character, but we don't have any concrete feats for Guru Lahima, except for the fact that he flew, which even that is kind of left to be in a nebulous myth realm. So we can't really say that Guru Lahima is #1 as an airbender. Avatar Aang, what's going on? Yo, what's going on? Micah, what's up? Hey, new to the channel, check out Xbox playlist. Have a burning question. What's up, Darth Sebastian? The comics are like $11 right now, so even if I don't like them, it's not like I'm going break. Wait, you mean like $11 for the entire catalog, or do you mean like $11 each? Because if they are $11 each, I would just say like try to find it in your local library, and then you'll have a better, you'll have a better time, I think. Do you think Aang and Katara should be together? Because a lot of people say they shouldn't, because Aang is the Avatar, which I definitely disagree. Wait, what? I don't understand that. Like, you got to expand on that, unpack that a little bit. What do you mean by Aang and Katara should not be together because Aang is the Avatar? I don't understand the logic behind that. Oh, no, each. Okay, so if each comic book is $11, ooh, man. I mean, that is a good price, but I would probably just try to find it from my local library and read them that way, because I don't feel like the comics are really that worth it, to be honest. Can Amon win against Suki and Ty Lee in hand-to-hand combat? I mean, really, we don't know. To any kind of Amon hand-to-hand combat scenario is going to be left to speculation, because we haven't seen Amon fight hand-to-hand without his alteration of bloodbending in between. So you can't really assess that, because there's no way to assess that. We've never seen Amon actually have a hand-to-hand fight, a proper hand-to-hand fight at least. Anyway, all right, cool. Catch-up's done. First, what do you guys want to talk about first? Actually, I can put a poll. We can talk about, let's see, the options we have here is we can talk about the live-action Netflix. Okay, what do you want to talk about first? we can talk about Netflix Avatar, Avatar Aang movie, and then what's the other one? Oh, the Earth Avatar series. All right, I'm putting that poll in the stream. Once I see a few votes in there, I'll end the poll, and then we'll talk about, while we're waiting for that, we'll talk about some other stuff. Because Aang and Katara's relationship is more like a mom and kid relationship because of the age gap. That's what everyone says. I don't believe their age gap is really that significant. Aren't they only like 4 years apart or something like that? Aang. Because Aang is 12, biologically, not biologically 12, but like, you know, biologically he's 112. But like, you know, mentally he's he's a 12-year-old. And Katara is 14, right? Or she's 16? No, I think Zuko's 16. That's right. Bro, Katara's just 14 years old. That's only a 2-year age gap. That's a non-issue. That is a complete non-issue in my opinion. I'm excited for more Avatar, but yeah, it's not fun for the long waits and weird news. Yeah, Avatar's marketing team they leave a bunch to be desired. I will say that. Like, it's ridiculous how little information we get, like official information that we all, and that's the reason why we're in speculation land with so much, is because freaking Avatar Studios does not know how to freaking communicate to the fandom, which is kind of ridiculous. What do you think happened to the next Avatar after Wan? What do you think the Avatar had to deal with to fix the world? I actually want to see that as a story. What I'm most excited for right now, I don't know if anybody can guess, like the thing I'm most excited for in the Avatar world right now, and has nothing to do with the TV show, not with the new movie, not with the Netflix series. It's the goddamn video game, because the video game is supposed to be taking place 7,000 years before the events of Avatar Aang. You're supposed to be your own avatar. It's very similar to like Knights of the Old Republic, where that takes place like I think like 5,000 years before the original Star Wars trilogy, and you're playing as, you know, Darth Revan, and who's this entirely new character. That's what I want to see with this new Avatar game, because I think it'll be really, really fun to play as like your own legend that can be whatever your storyline is. Like, you can manipulate the storyline, because a lot of Avatar history has been lost to time. Like, for example, when we got to Korra and Aang's time period, we didn't know anything about Wan. Like, Wan was completely lost to time. So I'm really looking forward to that video game. Like, that's actually the thing I'm like most like, that's like top tier excitement for me, is the video game, the Earth Avatar series, the Aang movie, and then the Netflix stuff down here. Oh, speaking of which, let's end the poll and see what we're talking about first. In poll. The poll says that we're going to talk about the Earth Avatar series first. All right. So this was crazy, because I was talking about the leaks and the rumors prior to like the official stuff coming out. And a lot of people were like, that's not true, that's BS. And I was like, no, it's not, guys. It's going to be like, you know, a weird post-apocalyptic, you know, period with like twin avatars, which is really weird. I don't know how y'all feel. How do you guys feel about the twin avatar thing going on? I mean, they haven't officially announced that, like via the official channels, but we know through like, you know, the leaks that they're going to be twin avatars. But right now they're marketing it as being just one Earth avatar, this one girl named Pavi, which is not, she's not named either, so that name might change by the time that we get to the actual show coming out. But in terms of the leaks, they're supposed to be twin avatars, and that's very weird and strange, and I don't know how they're going to use that or make that make sense, you know what I mean? So great. Micah says, I personally do not care about Aang and Katara. I don't either. I'm kind of indifferent to that couple. You have so much content in the next few years. I mean, that will be the hope. Even like the little bits that we get like are sustaining me a little bit when we do get some sort of news. So when we, for example, when Netflix was out and when that series was going on, I was back to being full-time on YouTube for about like 2 months there. But yeah, it's definitely possible. Like, the writing's on the wall. It's definitely possible to be full-time YouTube if Avatar Studios actually put stuff out. But it's good to know that I have that like secured in the future for when that eventually does happen. Which, by the way, do you guys know if there's any Avatar conventions out there? because I'm not sure if there's actually any Avatar like, you know how there's like Star Wars Celebration that's happening in Tokyo. Actually, I think it just ended last week, but Star Wars Celebration was happening in Tokyo. You know, you have your Comic Cons, and you have, you know, your Power Morphin Cons, which are like, you know, for Power Rangers. Where is our Avatar convention? Do they exist? Oh yeah, I want the new Avatar games with Avatar Warrior. Yes, me too. Same. I'm excited for the video game. Micah, I am right there with you. The creator had to kill Amon because he was too OP. I completely agree. Noah Tot, do you think Tonraq would have beat Unalaq if he wasn't injured by his niece and nephew? Do you think Tonraq would have beat Unalaq? No, I believe Unalaq is a stronger waterbender than Tonraq. Seven Havens is so intriguing. I honestly want to make fan art of Pavi and Nisha. Yeah, I'm actually kind of stoked. I think that's what I said earlier, right? That the Earth, well, yeah, the video game is right at the top for me. Then the video game is second. Not the video game. The Earth Avatar series is my favorite thing to look for. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, blah, blah, blah. Korra blew up the world." I'm like, I'm kind of excited to see what this post-apocalyptic Seven Havens world looks like, and the fact that it's going to be technologically advanced but still stunted is very interesting to me. I like big world shakeups. I'm not really a fan of like keeping things the same, which I know is what the creators of the show have, that same mentality as well. So I'm always down to see something like completely different, especially because I think, especially since they work within time periods, it's okay to like drastically change things from one time period to the other. And hey, what's going on, Theo Brown Music? Also, did I miss anybody else? Sid, what's going on? Sid, Phantom, Blocky, think about everybody else. Alex, what's going on? But yeah, I like when they do big shakeups like that. Like I'm actually really intrigued by like what this. The only thing I'm weird about is the twin stuff. Micah says I'm cool with twins, but not being avatars. Yeah, I don't. And what's really funny about that and crazy about that is that if you guys have not read the Reckoning of Roku, which is the first Roku novel, Roku, it's revealed, had a twin who died and went before, you know, Roku went on to do his avatar training, and before it was even revealed that he was the avatar. So that was a weird choice. So it's like, okay, so why did those twins not have dual avatar powers, but then these do? Is it because Korra, or not even Korra, but because of harmonic convergence happening and this new spiritual world thing? Like, I don't know, like the way they're going to explain that, I think, is probably not going to be a good explanation, because I don't think that Mike and Brian are very good at explaining their world or magic system, and I'm not confident that this twin avatar thing is going to make a whole lot of sense, personally. I am really not sure if I'm feeling the twin avatar thing. This is Theo Brown Music saying this. Feels weird to me. Better be creative writing. Yeah, that's a hard sell for me. It's a really, really hard sell for me. The twin avatars. This is Lonnie. Oh, what's up, Lonnie? Twin avatars kind of feel fanfiction-y, but with good writing, it can really be interesting. And yes, that I can agree with, Lonnie. If it's written well and if there's a good explanation to it, then I'm on board. Like, even. Like, I never really liked how the Airbenders came back in Book 3 of Legend of Korra, but I like the result of what happened with that. So I didn't like the idea of, you know, harmonic convergence. I didn't like a lot of what happened in Book 2, but I do like the idea of the of seeing the new Airbenders and how that's going, you know, how that worked out. I didn't like how it started, though. Like, I didn't like how it was just like, boop, oh, Airbenders are all back in the world, you know. But the resulting storylines, Zahir, for example, was awesome stuff. Have you seen the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame? Yes, I have, but this is an Avatar channel, so we're talking about Avatar here. I really hope we can choose our nation in the upcoming AAA game. Yeah, me too. My optimal thing for the new game is we get to completely select our own avatar. Like, we can say which nation we came from, although it looks like, at least on that concept art that we saw, the concept art, which let me see if I can pull that up real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. In fact, hold on. Is it possible for me to even do this? Because you guys might not even be aware of what I'm talking about. So I want to make sure that I show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Concept art. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. Avatar video game concept art. Just in case you guys are not aware. Okay, let's open image in new tab. Why is that so small? All right, hold on. Let me get a larger version of the picture so you guys actually can see it. Because right now it's being a little baby about it. Okay, open image, new tab. This might work. Ah, yeah, that works. It's still not the most high quality thing, but it's decent. Okay. So yes, so this is the concept art, which it makes it seem like that we're gonna start off as a fire avatar, which in some ways makes sense, because if we do have, you know, this fire avatar concept, because the fire is the beginning of the cycle, right? Avatar 1, you start off as a firebender. The cycle of the avatar cycle, it starts with fire. It starts with summer. So it looks like, at least based on the concept, that we might start off as a Fire Nation avatar, and then, you know, it builds from there. But I would prefer it if you can completely choose your own starting nation, kind of similar to like the Hogwarts Legacy game, where you can choose your own house. The only difficulty I can see that logistically, in terms of like building the game and like the game development, is that it's going to be very difficult to build up a storyline where you start in those different areas, unless it's a very small area you start in, and then you can expand out. Like everyone's storyline is always going to happen in that second location, and maybe the tutorial is only going to be in your own nation, whether it's like the Earth Kingdom or the Water Tribes, or, you know, whatever it may be. I think because of how difficult it would be to develop that, they're going to set us up to be just one nation, and it looks like that nation is going to be the Fire Nation. And with this being 7,000 years ago, it might not even be the Fire Nation at this point. It might just be Fire Islands with the Warlords, as we learned about in the Smoke and Shadow graphic novel, which you guys are not familiar with. The Smoke and Shadow, Smoke and Shadow. Of course, is the one with the Zula in it, and in that we got the reveal that. Why is it always so small like that? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't understand why some of these images come out so small. But in that one, we learned about, like, you know, the past of the Fire Nation, stuff like that. So that would be cool to me, sort of, kind of, you know, if we had that. But I personally think that we're gonna start Fire Nation. But I would like to have the option for that not to be the case. You know, that would be cool. Where's my just chatting? Why are you not switching? Oh, there you go. But yeah, the video game is top of my list right now. I love the post-apocalyptic, futuristic vibe of the new show. This is Deviants TV talking for this show, and it's honestly so aligned with what Bryke originally wanted for Aang's series. That's correct. So a lot of the fandom doesn't realize this, but if you read the behind-the-scenes novel, it's called The Art of the Animated Series. Mike and Brian initially pitched this to be more similar to Samurai Jack, if you guys are familiar with that show, where a samurai from the past gets pushed into the future to like this like dystopian cyberpunk setting. That was initially what Aang was supposed to be, and also Aang was supposed to be like this half like cyborg character, you know, situation, which is kind of what we're getting now, because we have the new Earth avatar Pavi, who has like this metal leg, and there's like, you know, hoverboards and stuff like that. Like we actually saw that from like the animatics that got leaked. So yeah, this is actually aligning with what Bryke originally wanted to do with the show. So I do like that aspect of it, that they're kind of getting their creative freedom of doing what they initially wanted to do. The only other thing I don't really like too about the show is that it seems like the kids are young again. Like they're making the kids like in that 9 to 12 years old age range, and I really liked the young adult age range for Korra. So I don't know, I might not end up even liking the new show because it's gonna feel too like kiddish to me. But we'll see. It's weird, but I'm excited to see how the creators whom I trust with weird twists can excel with. I'm sure they have creative ways to make it interesting for all fans, says Carter Baker. Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, I'm a little less trusting of them based on how they mess with the magic system in season 2 of Korra. But, you know, it's possible. It's possible that it's okay. In the Netherlands, there is a convention for Avatar cosplayers for group photos. I'm going this year in my Avatar Aang cosplay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's one that exists in the States. There has to be some sort of Avatar Aang thing. I don't know. Like, there has to be, right? It's weird. It's just the creators trying to write new show out of show that ended. It could be, but I don't think that's exactly that, because these creators in particular aren't really just doing it just to do it. Like, they're the type of creators who do it for a reason. Even if the fandom doesn't agree with their reasons for doing a certain thing, they don't do it just for like the paycheck, basically. Thank you for the $5. If you can choose your own elements in the Avatar game, which would you try first? I personally would pick water. I absolutely would pick water as well. Water is my element. My hierarchy of elements is water, air, fire, earth. So if I were to do like several playthroughs, like how you can do several playthroughs in the Harry Potter game, my first playthrough was Ravenclaw, and then I did Slytherin and Hufflepuff, and then Gryffindor. Although my real association would be Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Slytherin, and Gryffindor. But yeah, I would definitely choose water first. If we have the ability to choose that in the game, I would choose water first. Though now I'm thinking about it, like thinking about game scripts and things like that, I'm almost certain that we're gonna start with a singular element. Like we're gonna start with a single location, and I think that location, like the more I'm thinking about it more and more right now, I'm like, oh yeah, we're definitely starting as the Fire Nation for sure. It's weird. It's just the creators trying to write a new show. Oh, yeah, what up, bro? Hope you're doing well. What's going on, Theo? I'm also 100% sure that the Korra is misunderstood in the new show, similar to how Karuk to this day gets a bad rep. Oh yeah, definitely. Like the whole Korra destroying the whole world, and like her being an enemy of the state, or the Avatar is now a title that is an omen, or like not an omen, but it's just a bad. It's basically bad to be the Avatar in this version of the world. It's not a celebrated thing to be the Avatar. Although it hasn't really been a celebrated thing to be the Avatar since like Roku, I would say. Like Roku was the last Avatar we had where it was like, yeah, it's cool to be Avatar. Because even with Aang being an Avatar, it wasn't really cool. Like, the Fire Nation was out to kill you. And then Korra, it was like, we didn't really need you anymore. We got technology. And now it's like, the Avatar destroyed the world. Like, we don't want the Avatar. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a situation of revealing that obviously Korra didn't actively destroy the world. I'm sure she was trying to save it in some way. I want an Amon and Noah Talk series or movie in Avatar about his entire flashback life story. It is likely in Avatar Studios. I doubt that they would do that. Before I would want something like that, I would want the backstory to the Red Lotus, honestly. Before I would get Amon. And Amon might overlap with that, with the Red Lotus stuff. But I personally would love a Red Lotus miniseries. Like, that would be cool to me. What do you think about what do you think about the Avatar cycle being broken at Korra to restart it again? Wait, what? What do you think about the Avatar cycle being broken at Korra for it to be restarted again? Is that what you mean? That means moving forward, Aang won't be part of the story. That means he's done. Yeah, I don't care about that. Like, then I'm in the minority with that opinion in the fandom. I actually really, really enjoyed the fact that the Avatar cycle got broken and got essentially reset. Because it showed actual consequences. Like we kept hearing this over and over, like within the series, like if you die or whatever, in the Avatar state, like this could happen, or we essentially had the death of Rava, which is why the cycles got broken. And I actually really, really liked that. I liked it a lot. Twin Avatar feels like something straight out of an AO3, but with really high quality writing. It could be amazing. I'm cautiously excited. Yeah, I'm like the opposite of you. Not the complete opposite of you. I'm cautiously hesitant on Twin Avatars. That's what I'll say about that one. Demons TV says each Avatar series aligns with how our real world is changing too. I think it's interesting that they're going to do the post-apocalyptic with the events of our current reality. I don't know what you mean. We're not really in a post-apocalypse right now in our own reality, so I don't know what you mean in terms of like saying how that it aligns with our real world. I'm not really like on the same wavelength as you on that one right there. Is the game all speculation? No, the game's not all speculation. I mean, well, the game exists. The only thing that's speculation is what's actually happening in the game. We know that the game exists. We know that it's in development. We know that it's going to take place during an ice age in the Avatar world. We know that it's going to take place 7,000 years before the events of Avatar Aang and the original show. The only thing that we're speculating about is like, how the gameplay is going to work, what nation you're going to start in. But there are some clues. If you look back at that cover that we were looking at earlier, in the background, you have a volcano. So it seems like you might be dealing with like a more naturalistic, situation. You also, on the horizon of that image, can see what looks like a water tribe of some kind, bringing up some water spirit. You also have a dragon in there as well. So, there's a lot going on, but what in the world? Was someone in here just doing spam? What? Wait, I gotta see what's going on here. This is interesting. Wait, why did you delete? Oh, because he kept spamming it over and over. Yeah. Nope. Cannot do that, Mass Melly. In fact, we might even need to put you on a timeout. Yeah, put user on timeout for 5 minutes. So the whole world has become that village in Avatar Day. Yeah, basically. Yeah, the whole world in the Earth Avatar series has basically become that one village in Avatar Day. Basically, like, creating effigies of Korra and being like, number 1, airbending. Number 2, you mean that's your setup right there? Oh, wait. Oh, wow. I like really missed a lot of messages. I'm sorry, guys. Oh yeah, I remember when I first saw Legend of Korra Book 3 and the Airbenders were returning, I was so sure there would be a catch. I couldn't even enjoy the win, to be fair. No, yeah, Lonnie, I'm right there with you. Like, I did not like the beginning of Book 3 and how, like, just Airbenders were just popping up because, spirit reasons, but I did like the result because we got Zahir, we got the return of the Airbenders, we got to see Tenzin, getting to rebuild the Airbenders. So for that reason, I give it some grace because of the storyline that we got out of it. Similar to how, like, conceptually, I don't agree with this, twin Avatar series, but if it brings out really interesting and cool stories, then I might forgive it, even though conceptually I don't agree with it. For the new Earth Avatar show, I really want to know how Tenzin's family is now. I want to see the air kinds in action. Actually, I was thinking the Earth Avatar series, Tenzin probably is dead at that point, I would say. The ones who will probably be alive are, like, his children, so like Jinora and Iki and, Mila will be alive. But I'm pretty sure Tenzin will be dead by that point. Depending on how soon or how young Korra dies in this big explosion that, like, resets the world. Depending on that. Oh, by the way, guys, really quick, just because we had some new people who showed up in the chat. If you guys can do me a favor, if you have a Kickstarter account, I'm going to put a link in the description right now. If you have a Kickstarter account, I would really, really appreciate it if you just hit the link and just hit notify me, even if you don't intend on actually supporting the Kickstarter or you're not a reader of books. That's a-okay. But if you can hit notify, that helps me so much to get pushed on the Kickstarter algorithm so that other people who do read books can come and see what I'm doing on that Kickstarter. But there's way more information on that link. Just go ahead and check it out. I'm just waiting for more Avatar Fortnite skins. I mean, honestly, in terms of video games, and that's the case for, like, most Fortnite things. Like, even I remember when Star Wars Battlefront was going on and they brought in, like, Star Wars characters and things like that. And sorry, guys, I'm kind of behind in the chat. I'm trying to catch up as quickly as possible. But yeah, they had, like, the best version of Avatar video game, right? Like Fortnite, and Fortnite did that with Star Wars too, and they do that with so many, like, Naruto. I don't think they have Dragon Ball Z yet, right? I think they just had Naruto, and that was it. Have you read the 2 new Avatar books? What do you mean by new? If you mean graphic novels, probably not. If you're talking about novels, then yes, I have read all the novels up until this point. But there is a new novel coming out pretty soon. I want to say, like, in 2 months. It's called Echoes of the City or something like that. It's about June, that chick that Zuko had a relationship with for, like, a little bit, like, or had, like, that one date with during the Tales of Ba Sing Se. And then we have the following book after the Reckoning of Roku, which is called, I forget what the second book's being called. Actually, let me look that up real quick. What is the second book of Reckoning of Roku? Reckoning of Roku. And then that book's coming out in October. It actually got pushed back from the summer to October. Yeah, the second book in the series is called... Oh, The Awakening of Roku. Okay, so The Awakening of Roku, that's happening too. I hope we get to see Ko again. He did tell Aang that they would meet again in another life. Oh, that's true. We might. With the Korra hate, people are going to say it's better than Korra. Oh, you mean like the Earth Avatar series is better than Korra? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see how that's going to work. Like, if people are going to do, like, it could be one of 2 ways, right? It could be like the Star Wars sequel trilogy situation, where it's like, oh man, the sequel trilogy is so bad, the prequels are actually retroactively good, or even though the prequel trilogy still in Star Wars sucks as well. I wonder if people are going to say that about, like, Korra with, like, oh my god, the Earth Avatar series sucks, Korra is awesome, so yeah, she has a metal leg. The new Earth Avatar girl has a metal leg. Hey, what's going on, Benny? I'm sorry, I'm really behind on the chat right now, but Benny the Hooker, thank you so much. Oh, and also, Micah, thank you so much for helping me hit my goal for today for the 1 out of 10 super chats. Yeah, Ravenclaw's the business. It's the business. I feel like the Red Lotus will show up in the Aang movie, considering that they are way older than Korra. Maybe they're kid age in the movie or something. Yeah, that's actually very possible, and we might even be able to see. I think Zhai Bao, I think that's the name of the character, who's the leader of the Red Lotus, who used to be a member of the White Lotus. I wonder if Uncle Iroh would still be alive in the Aang movie, because the Aang movie is only happening like 15. I don't know. It's kind of on the borderline. Like Iroh could have just died in the Aang movie. I'm surprised I haven't even thought about this yet. Will Iroh be alive in the new Aang movie? I don't know. What do you guys think? Actually, let me put that in the poll. Do you all think? Oops. Oh my God, why is it not working? Oh, here you go. Do you all think Uncle Iroh will be alive in the adult Avatar Aang movie? Yes. No. Circle. All right, cool. Well, I'll see what you guys see about that in a few more minutes. Noah Talk, you're welcome. Sorry for my typos and bad English in the chat, everyone. Oh, it's okay, Avatar Warrior. We'll do our best to read it. Sid says, I believe the twin avatars is going to be on Vaatu slowly growing inside Rava over time due to the negative emotion now that the avatar is seen as humanity's destroyer, as they both could be destroyed. That's an interesting point. I wouldn't like that because it would be too soon after Hermetic convergence for Vaatu to show up again. Like, if it takes a really long time for that spirit to come out, now granted they could wave that away and be like, magic mumbo jumbo because Korra destroyed the world and that's why Vaatu was able to come back. Maybe they could do that, but the way it's established now is that it should take another 10,000 years. And actually, you know what? In fact, if I'm not mistaken, there was an interview with the creators, with Brian in particular, and Brian said that Vaatu is going to be an issue for whatever other avatar is coming up in the next 10,000 years. So technically speaking, no, Vaatu should not be like a factor at all in this situation. Now, granted, they could change that. You know, they can do some crazy magic spirit mumbo jumbo and be like, oh yeah, because of like you said, Sid, because humanity is like angry and there's a destroyer. Then maybe one of the avatars is like a dark avatar and the other one's a light avatar. Like one's a Rava based avatar and the other one's a Vaatu based avatar. And then maybe like they'll split. Maybe there's gonna be like two different lines of avatars. That will be kind of insane. Okay, that's kind of crazy, but I low-key might even like that. Like, okay, so imagine this. Let's say that does happen, right? Let's say that they do like a Vaatu based avatar and they do a Rava based avatar, and each twin contains one of those spirits, one being the more dark leaning and one being more balanced harmony leaning. What if they continue on completely separate lines and there's two lines of avatars? Like, think about it. Like let's say Pavi has a child, that's not how it works with Avatar. Let's say Pavi dies, gets reincarnated into the will be after Earth fire. Gets reincarnated into the fire, and there's a fire avatar, who is Rava based. And then let's say that Nisha dies, Nisha being the twin avatar, the other avatar, not the main one, or at least the way the marketing is working right now. She dies, also gets reincarnated into the Fire Nation at a separate time, because let's assume that these twins don't die at the same time. That could get really messy really fast, because then you're going to have like completely different timelines of avatars on two different sides. That's kind of conceptually kind of interesting to me. And again, that's what I'm saying before, like how I didn't really like how Airbenders popped up in book 3, but I like what storylines came out of that. I don't like the idea of this twin avatar thing, but if you have like some sort of thing like that, like that's crazy. That's crazy if something like that would happen, like that's where like fan theories come up, and it's like a really weird, concept. Is the Aang movie dropped? No, it's not dropped. It's still coming out. And apparently it's still on track to come out next January in 2026. So we'll see, The Mystery Penguin Island and Ashes of a Book. Oh yeah, those aren't books. Those are graphic novels. But no, I haven't read either one of those because like I'm so miffed with the comic books because they're all so mid, and the reviews that I've heard from the Mako comic and the Ashes of the Academy comic are that it's kind of like the same thing. It's like they just mean nothing to the Avatar verse, because they don't push the storylines forward enough. They don't really expand on anything. They don't like do much for the storyline. So like I'm like I'll read them later. Like I don't care about the comics anymore because they just feel so inconsequential. I thought Iroh met Aang's kids. Oh, if that's the case, then yeah, the Iroh would still be alive. But I don't remember him saying he ever met Iroh. Iroh ever saying he met Aang's kids. And if he did, maybe when they were very young, because it's very possible that because of where we are in the timeline, that Bumi and Kaya are alive at this point. Tenzin probably isn't alive yet in the Aang movie, but Kaya and Bumi definitely should be alive. Oh my god, I don't think they would kill Iroh in the movie. No. Either I think Iroh's going to be dead already, or he's going to be extremely, extremely old by the time the new series comes out. Because, well, how old is Iroh in the original show? I don't think his age is ever said, right? Iroh age. Uncle Iroh. Oh, he's only in his 50s. Oh, he should still be alive. I just forget that Iroh just looks really old, even though he's not actually really that old. So no, Iroh should totally still be alive in the new movie. If he's only in his 50s in the original show, that means he'll be like in his 70s, late 60s, early 70s in the movie. So yeah, he should totally be around. Maybe in the first movie. Nah, going to kill him in the... No, they're not going to kill. They're not going to kill Iroh in the movie. That'd be crazy. That'd be wild. I remember Tenzin said, it's been so long when Tenzin said Iroh in the spirit world, and then Iroh tells him it's been blah, blah, blah years. Completely forgot how many years he said. Yeah, no, he totally will be alive. He just looks old. He looks like way older than he does, or should be. Tell me, what is the best ability in the Avatar franchise? Flight or the Kyoshi Immortal? I think Immortality is a little overrated, so probably would say Flight. Cloud babies? I've never heard of that before. Why? Because the Airbender babies? Bro, y'all are wishing. What do you mean what we are wishing? What's going on? I think Iroh will appear. Extended canon material did mention how he was struggling to keep the White Lotus together after the war. Yes, that's very true. And also, what's going on, Irvin? Zai Bao like left the White Lotus because he was mad with how they were dealing with the Avatar and like, you know, the politics of the White Lotus. So yeah, he was like, psh, they're out. We're leaving, you know. And that's how the Red Lotus came about, and that's how Zahir got influenced and all that kind of stuff. So we could see the rumblings of that, especially because right now there's rumor that the Aang movie is supposed to be one of 3 movies. Now, this could change because, as we know, even years ago, we were supposed to get like a Kyoshi movie and like an Avatar. So apparently YouTube is telling me that they want to run an ad. So there's an ad running right now, so I'm gonna stop for like 30 seconds, I guess, and not like say anything crazy because there's an ad running on YouTube right now. No, that's not actually the case, Phantom. So the Dark Avatar would just be a waterbender. That's not the case necessarily, especially if they're doing a reset on the Dark Avatar, because that only happened because Vaatu merged with Unalaq. If Vaatu is now merging with a baseline Avatar who's stemming from Korra, who's being reincarnated from Korra through these twins. Now, the issue with that also is that, well, okay, we had Roku had a twin, and his twin wasn't an Avatar. So why is it the case that these new Avatars are potentially both Avatars? But if that is the case, though, they would both be Avatars, like fully fledged Avatars. And it wouldn't just be an Avatar, a water Avatar. The only reason it was a water Avatar only in that situation is because Vaatu was merging with a then only a waterbender. So it would technically work, though you would have to do a lot of rejigging of the magic system, which is, pretty bad. In my opinion, I think that would be really bad. I wish there was more Legend of Korra merch. At the very most, we get Funko Pops. There's not really a lot of merch, period, for the series in general. Imagine the Rava Avatar and the Vaatu Avatar have an enemies to lovers story later down the line. I know, like, they rekindle and they're like, whoa, in past lives, we used to be sisters. We used to be twin sisters. Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy. But also, it would get really wild because they wouldn't die at the same time. So you'll have like a fire avatar at the same time as like an air avatar, or the air avatar also at the same time as the earth avatar. So like can get really crazy really fast if they do go in that direction. I mean, I'm not saying that they will go in that direction. I'm completely speaking in speculation, fan theory mode right now. But knowing Mike and Brian, they are capable of some crazy stuff like that. I'm not actually sure how old Iroh is at the time of the show. Apparently he's in his 50s, so he definitely should be alive in the new Aang movie for sure. We will get news from the movie in June or July, I think. There was a rumor, not rumor, but there was an official announcement that they're going to be at some sort of film festival or something like that this summer. So we should get hopefully more news at that point. But I would hold my breath because of, how this has happened in the past and the issues and all that kind of stuff. So don't hold your breath for that. But yes, there's potentially new story or new news about the movie in the summer. Did Iroh ever actually die? Didn't he just leave his body behind? No, he died. He just ascended to the spirit realm. But he did die eventually. I sworn I saw fan art that called them cloud babies. Oh my god, Defiance. Like, let's be real. Who wants to be immortal? That sounds horrible. Yeah, like immortality. Like whenever, like especially like, oh my god, sorry, I did not stop the poll. In the poll. Do you think Uncle Iroh will be alive in the adult Avatar Aang movie? 80% of you say yes, and 19% of you say no. And that's based on 31 votes. Wow, that's like almost complete participation from the whole live stream chat right now. Immortality is so overrated. Like a lot of religions kind of say like, oh, you will attain immortal life. I'm like, that doesn't sound amazing. Like, I do think it sucks. I think what makes life sweet is because it's so finite. Like if it was indefinite, I don't think life is as precious as it is currently, where we have limited time on the earth right now. Personally, like I always thought immortality was a little bit you know what I mean? Like I never really cared too much about immortality. Well, didn't Iroh leave his body behind to enter the spirit world? He made it sound like it was a conscious decision. Well, I think it was a conscious decision for Iroh to leave his body behind, or at least to ascend to the spirit world. But I don't think he like just walked to the spirit world and then was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna stay here. Like he definitely died. Like his physical body died. He made it sound like when he got too old, he just dipped. Yeah, like very similar to like he basically did like a Yoda. So you know, like Yoda was talking to Luke at the end of Return of the Jedi, and basically like, all right, cool, I'm peacing out now. I'm gonna become a Force ghost. I think it's gonna be something similar to that. Like Iroh was like, all right, you know what, I'm good with this mortal realm stuff. Going to the spirit realm. See you guys. Versus like him actively dying and like transcending. I think he just like was like, all right, I'm cool. I'm gonna go to spirit world now. It's been great to see you dipping back into the Versus series. Also, those videos were always great. Oh, thank you, Troll of Duty. What's up, man? I hate YouTube running ads during live streams. Beneath the Hooker. I think the ad ended though. It is unreal how much younger Ozai looks than Iroh, but it feels like they're like not that far apart in age. Yeah, like that's always been really weird and strange. Yeah, immortality will be fun in the beginning, but then you get depressing when you see your loved ones pass away one by one. And not even just that, just like life in general will get really, I mean, we already as humans get bored all the time with just our like finite life. Think about having infinite life. Like it would be so boring unless you are living in a space where there's like, I don't know, like space travel and there's like a lot of discovery and a lot of education and a lot of things to do. Then yeah, then maybe immortality can be like, okay. But even then, there's always an endpoint to immortality in terms of there being nothing else to learn, nothing else to do, no new relationships to have. Like eventually that's going to end. You can't just have an infinity of interesting life. You know, like eventually it's going to become boring, and you're going to want to die. Yeah, you will become extremely jaded with the world. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, we talked about the Earth Avatar series. We talked about a little bit about the Aang movie. Again, we don't have a lot with that. I mean, anything with that because they suck with giving us any kind of information about that. I suppose we can talk about like the Netflix series and how they're filming season 3 right now. They just finished season 2. There's a bit of controversy right now because the actress who's playing Toph, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will extreme buffering. All right, cool. We're going to that. Also, I forgot to in fact, let me go check. I think I forgot to put my I'm streaming off of Wi-Fi, guys. Sorry, instead of like Ethernet. Ah, that's right. The new iMac doesn't even allow me to use an Ethernet. Oh, that's so terrible. Apple is so terrible with that kind of stuff. So yeah, like streams might be a little bit nasty on that one. Watch the cataclysm be caused by a spirit that swore revenge on the Avatar a long time ago, kind of like Hundu. Yeah, I can see that happening. I can definitely see that happening with the Korra situation. I wonder even if they would bring up Hundun in the movie to be like, oh yeah, I dealt with that before in the past, you know. Yeah, Avatar Studios and Paramount equals the worst marketing team I've ever seen. I completely agree, Shedio. Completely agree. Ooh, I didn't realize Netflix wrapped season 2 filming already. That's kind of insane. Yeah, season 2 filming is donezo. They are about to start season 3, I think either this month or next month. I'm starting to think that Avatar Studios is poorly managed. Well, it's not just Avatar Studios, it's all of Paramount. Paramount has been in shambles for like the past 3 to 4 years. They've actually actively been trying to sell off to a bigger studio, but they just haven't found a buyer. Because right now, and not just Paramount, but the entire industry right now, like I live in Los Angeles. I have a lot of friends who are in, in the space of the film industry and stuff like that. It is bad out there, guys. It is really, really bad. Hey, you know what? In fact, is there a way that the new iMac... Because I need to get an Ethernet port, because this is kind of ridiculous. You need to get a TB3 to Ethernet adapter. That is ridiculous. Apple always makes you get these like little adapters. Yeah, okay, so someone on the on this board is like, all right, let me get this straight. I can purchase the base model of an iMac for $1,300, and there's no Ethernet port for an internet connection. $1,300 and no Ethernet port. One is supposed to use Wi-Fi. Do I have to be right? Oh my God, it's so bad. Yeah, so you have to get like a little dongle adapter for Ethernet. That is ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. So bad. Mac sucks, guys. Mac sucks. Oh, I didn't realize. I'm starting to think that. Yeah. What spirits do we already know that Pavi would have to watch out for? I mean, all of them, really. I mean, none of the spirits are like gone. No spirits. And spirits don't really die necessarily. They just kind of like reform or reincarnate. The only one who kind of seems like it might be gone would be Father Glowworm from the Kyoshi novels. But all the spirits should exist during Pavi's time. I've been begging for more of the podcast. Oh, you mean the Braving the Elements? Yeah, man. It's tough to be an Avatar fan right now, man. It's very, very tough to be an Avatar fan. What spirits do we already know? I think we're going to see more of Zuko Dragon Dirk in the Aang movie, as I believe it was stated he found him in his 20s as a juvenile. Yes, I think at this point we should see Zuko's dragon in the movie. I hope they do the drill. I want to see Gordon running down the wall. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That super cool one where the Aang goes up and then comes right back down. Yeah, that would be really cool. I don't know if they actually would do it though, but that would be cool if they did. I'm not gonna lie, talking about Netflix, one change I really liked was that Gyatso ascended into the spirit world to wait for Aang. I did find that a pretty nice touch, especially after Iroh and Korra. Yeah, I can see that. I wasn't like super miffed about that with Gyatso. The industry is so terrible, especially with the lack of original content and all the nostalgic reboots, and now the video games are becoming the new cash cow. Yeah, especially with that Minecraft movie. Like, I think the Minecraft movie is about to make $1 billion, or maybe it already made $1 billion. Let me see. Minecraft movie. Box office. Oh my God, yeah, dude. The quality of the stream is really bad. I really do have to buy an adapter for you guys, because that is ridiculous. I cannot believe the iMacs don't come with a freaking Ethernet port. That's ridiculous. Oh yeah, they made a $750 million, the Minecraft movie. That's crazy. That's crazy. iMac Ethernet adapter. How much is the cost of this? I bet you it's gonna be so much money. and then it's gonna take up a whole other port. Like I have to use all these ports, you know, like I have to actually use it. $30 so I can have Ethernet cable. That is ridiculous, man. That's not as expensive as I thought it was gonna be, but that is stupid, ridiculous. Also, it says it's sold out. What? Oh, it's sold out for delivery, meaning it's not available in the stores. That's ridiculous. Apple is so ridiculous with this port situation. But I gotta remember, next time I do a live stream, I gotta remember I have to get an Ethernet cord. I personally don't care too much if the magic system gets wacky in the new show. If it leads to a great and entertaining show, I don't care. Yeah, me too. Ultimately, some malicious. If the storyline is good, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. The Netflix show is just dumb fun. It's the kind of show you scroll on your phone while watching. Yeah, honestly, it's like a background show. Like you don't even have to actively watch it. It's kind of neat because you're like, oh, cool, the character is in live action, but then it's not like a compelling piece in and of itself. Avatar Warrior says, no problem with the Netflix show. Not perfect, but a lot of fun. I love the actors. Great music. Bending looks amazing. But yeah, too much talk than show. Some chapter changes that were wasted and not necessary. Agree. I very much disliked how the Netflix show handled the Agni Kai between Ozai and Zuko, though. Oh yeah, I didn't like that either. I think having Zuko fight back at all takes something away from his character. I definitely agree. Definitely agree with that. But that's pretty much it. I mean, the main things that we're missing with the updates about the Netflix show and their filming, the Toph actress talking about how it might be a little bit more, how she might be more feminine now than she was in the original show. The new Avatar Aang movie, still not much about it. And then the New Earth Avatar series, being this, big post-apocalyptic thing. Yeah. I wonder what side characters will be in the movie. Will we see Azula, Mai, or even obscure characters like Haru or the Freedom Fighters? I don't know. I feel like because it's a movie, it's going to be very focused. So I think we're only going to see the main cast. Maybe some hints of Azula or like a line about Azula. But I don't think we're necessarily going to see Azula unless she's tied to the villain in some capacity. What are your top 5 improvements you want to see in season 2? Better writing. That's it. I don't even need a top 5. Just give me better writing. Better writing. Oh, and give Katara something to do, please. Like, don't make her a blank slate. Do you think they'll do a live-action Korra series? If they have enough success with the live-action Aang series, I think they definitely will do a Korra series. But that's only if the money is right. Because that's all Netflix cares about these days. They don't really care about, like, the art of something anymore. They just care about, do we get viewership and do people stay on our platform and continue buying our monthly subscription? Bottom line. Also, spirits can change their forms in the physical realm. We saw that in Korra alone. Should keep an eye out on that in the future. Yep, that's definitely possible. Also, we're going to open up to like a general Q&A, guys, because I'm start wrapping up the stream for today. But if you guys have any like open-ended questions, we can start doing that. But I am going to start slowing down and tapering off. I really have to buy Ethernet cable because I'm so like the quality of the stream is pretty bad right now. I'm like looking at it right now, looking at the playback, and it's like very stuttery. Characters, not chapters. Sorry, I didn't notice my typo. Oh, okay. I was like, what? Yeah, better writing for sure. Like, give us better writing, please. Please give us better writing. And that shouldn't be too much to ask for. Because I feel like they do have some capable actors. Like, I think the actors they have in there are good. But if you don't give them anything to work with, then they have nothing to work with, Like, what can you do, Favorite element pool? I have no better ideas. Oh, you mean like for questions? No, that's good. That means that the series are wrapping up. All right, so one last time, as my goal is ending in 10 seconds, I'm going to ask you guys one more time. If you have a Kickstarter account, would really, really appreciate it. I'm going to post it in the chat again. If you could just hit the notify me button in the Kickstarter, I would really, really appreciate that. Would really, really help with my my series that's happening on there, my Kickstarter campaign. Yep, we're gonna have some more streams in the future. So long as we have news to talk about, we will do it. And hopefully I can increase the stream quality because it's pretty bad right now. Like I'm looking at the playback right now. It's pretty bad. But I'm gonna say goodbye, everybody. See you guys later. We got Shedio. Thank you for coming out. Are you going to start your video game live streams again? Probably not, Benny the Hooker. I just don't have time to game these days. But in the future, like definitely like with the new Avatar game, I definitely would like to do it. Lauren, what's going on? But also goodbye. You know how on Earth you can sometimes see the full moon during the day. If that happens in the Avatar universe, how do you think it will affect the water bridges? It doesn't. They do that because animators like drawing full moons, and that's really the reason why we see full moons all the time in the Avatar universe. But see you later, Lauren, Wilbur. See you later, Benny the Hooker, Shedio, Avatar Warrior, Deviants TV. Goodbye, Samlicious, Micah, Sid. We got Shane Noonan, Troll of Duty 007. Really cool name. See you later. Who else we got in here? Irvin. See you later. Have a good time. Thank you for coming to the stream. Macon, thank you for coming out. Mass, Irvin, Israel, Carter, see you later. Jessica, goodbye. Ooh, Jessica was lurking today. Okay, Miss Lurker. Who else we had in here? Phantom, see you later. Kimani, see you later. Thank you for coming out into the stream today. Ooh, my computer's going really slow right now for some reason. I don't know why. Irvin, see you later. All right, guys. See you later. Peace. Much love to you. Bye.